you ever wondered how California can face both droughts and floods simultaneously? Let's uncover the mystery. California is facing a strange and complex problem, a severe drought and unexpected floods occurring simultaneously. This might seem confusing, but there's a solution on the horizon. A groundbreaking mega dam project worth $4 billion. To understand the situation better, let's first explore California's water situation. The state's landscape is quite challenging, with large desert areas like the Great Basin, Mojave, and Colorado. Even from the time of its earliest settlers, water scarcity has been a persistent issue. In 2021, the state declared a drought emergency, urging everyone to use 15% less water. However, despite nearly 18 months passing, the drought's grip hasn't loosened. This prolonged drought has lasted for over 1,000 days now. Adding to this puzzle, amid the ongoing drought, heavy rain led to floods causing significant damage. This has led to a unique and puzzling situation where the state is grappling with both a drought and floods at the same time. The reason behind this lies in how California manages its water resources. When there's heavy rainfall, a lot of water falls to the ground and floods the area. However, only a small portion of this water is effectively collected and stored. Imagine trying to take a bath without a plug. No matter how much water you pour in, it will drain out if there's no plug to stop it. California faces a similar challenge, unable to capture enough water during rainy periods to make up for the subsequent droughts. The State Water Project, launched in the 1950s, was an attempt to address this issue. Its goal was to find ways to store excess water during flooding so that it could be used during dry spells. The project led to the construction of impressive dams, including the famous Oroville Dam, creating vast reservoirs to hold water during rainy times. To distribute this water over long distances, an intricate network of aqueducts, canals, and pumping stations was built. One remarkable example is the California Aqueduct, which transports water from the Sierra Nevada mountains to Los Angeles, serving millions of people along the way. Despite the initial success, the project faced challenges. By the time construction was underway in the 1960s and 70s, it was only the first phase of a larger plan. However, subsequent construction stages were postponed due to economic constraints and environmental concerns. These water facilities disrupted the natural flow of rivers, harming local species like salmon and trout. As California's population grew and climate change worsened water scarcity, the existing water systems struggled to meet the increasing demand. This led to the recent issues with droughts. In response, the state has come up with a potential solution: the Sites Reservoir. Located north of Sacramento, this ambitious project aims to turn a valley into a lake. The goal is to capture excess water from storms and save it for periods of drought. This innovative reservoir could hold enough water to supply hundreds of thousands of homes for an entire year. The plan involves building multiple dams and using the Sacramento River during rainy seasons to fill the reservoir. Despite the challenges, the state believes the effort is worth it. While pumping water from the river to the valley requires a lot of energy, the project includes hydroelectric generators to offset this energy consumption. Construction for the Sites Reservoir is set to begin in 2024 or 2025, with completion anticipated by 2030 or 2031. This means that by the time it's finished, it could significantly impact California's ability to cope with droughts and water scarcity. Now that we've covered the background of California's water challenges and the need for a solution, let's dive deeper into the specifics of the Sites Reservoir Mega Dam project. This ambitious endeavor aims to capture and manage water in a way that helps address the state's ongoing water crisis. The Sites Reservoir project is centered in a valley just north of Sacramento. This valley, which currently features arid terrain with some scattered buildings and clusters of residents, is set to undergo a transformation. The plan is to turn this valley into a lake, a reservoir that will play a crucial role in capturing excess water during periods of heavy storms and saving it for times of drought. At its core, the Sites Reservoir aims to provide a storage solution for water that would otherwise go to waste during heavy rainfall. This stored water can then be used to supplement water supplies during dry seasons, helping to mitigate the impact of droughts. So how does the project work? To begin, the project involves constructing a series of dams strategically placed throughout the valley. These dams will effectively block the gaps between the hills, forming a watertight basin capable of holding a significant volume of water. Among these dams, two primary ones stand out: the Sites Dam and the Golden Gate Dam, both located on the eastern side of the valley. Additional dams will be positioned in the northern area of the valley. Collectively, these dams will transform the valley into a vast, controlled reservoir, ready to capture and store water. One unique aspect of the Sites Reservoir project is how it plans to fill this valley-turned reservoir. Typically, reservoirs are filled by damming a river and allowing its waters to flow into the designated area. This process, seen in dams like the Oroville Dam, relies on the river's natural flow to fill the reservoir over time. However, the Sites Valley lacks major rivers. Instead, it has shallow creeks. This poses a challenge when it comes to filling the reservoir with water. To overcome this hurdle, the plan involves pumping water from a more significant water source: the Sacramento River, located about 25 kilometers east of the valley. During periods of heavy rain, the state intends to extract water from the Sacramento River. This water will be transported through fields, hills, and towns via a network of pipelines, and then poured into the Sites Reservoir. Essentially, it's like turning on a giant water tap to fill an equally giant bucket. This process will be reversible. When the dry season arrives, the water can be released back into the Sacramento River, providing relief to nearby areas. The process of pumping water from the river to the valley requires a substantial amount of energy. However, the project is designed to be energy efficient. When water is released from the reservoir, it will pass through hydroelectric generators, which will generate about 80% of the energy needed to pump the water in the first place. This approach not only makes the system more sustainable, but also helps offset the energy costs. Looking ahead, construction of the Sites Reservoir is projected to begin around 2024 or 2025. The estimated timeline for completion is 6 years, placing the anticipated finishing date between 2030 and 2031. While some wish the project could be completed sooner, it's a substantial undertaking that requires careful planning and execution. In conclusion, the Sites Reservoir Mega Dam project offers a beacon of hope in California's battle against the complex interplay of droughts and flooding. With its innovative approach of capturing excess water during storms and utilizing it to combat dry spells, this ambitious endeavor could play a vital role in enhancing the state's water resilience. While the project presents immense potential, it's essential to address concerns related to potential cost increases and environmental impacts. Striking a balance between water security and sustainable practices remains paramount. So for more insightful content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.